The year 2022 could be very exciting for VR. The reason for this is of course that we can expect new headsets this year. Especially this week some new details about several new headsets have leaked. Let's take a closer look at the details together in this video. If you follow this channel, and you should, you will have noticed that Sebastian conducted an interview with Kevin Henderson from Pimax. In this 3-hour interview, Sebastian asked Kevin a lot of questions from the community and allowed him to introduce Pimax's new headset, the 12K QLED, in more detail. But before we get to the specs of the glasses, let me put it all in context for you. Pimax made a lot of promises at their Frontier event in October and introduced us to a headset that just seems too good to be true. In general, Pimax has made lots of promises in the past that often could not be kept, especially not in the timeframes that we announced in the first place. Unfortunately, that has left the company with a rather tarnished reputation that they now want to recover from by blowing us away with the 12K QLED. The 12K QLED was supposed to be presented at this year's CES, but that unfortunately did not happen, which left the community wondering if the 12K is actually real. We are glad Kevin did finally show us an actually 12K at the live interview, and he deserves credit for answering Sebastian's and the MRTV community's questions.
Already when we talked last time, we had exactly this talk when we talked last time already. So let's better concentrate on what's at hand here in front of you.
The new pictures that we have been shown were rather sobering in my opinion. We have been presented with a VR headset that does not really look modern and still has quite a clunky design. But that's just my opinion. Sebastian and also quite a few people in the community have high hopes for the device and root for Pimax to make it happen. The high resolution of 5620 by 2720 pixels per eye when in PCR mode and 4K in standalone mode together with the huge FOV, 200 degrees horizontally and 135 degrees vertically, are truly high-end specs. The lenses are also quite interesting. They are a mix between Fresnel and aspherical lenses, which Pimax says should solve the problems with distortions in the image. The lenses were only shown in the interview for a short moment, but they seem to look really similar to the Star VR1 lenses. And they were great. The Star VR1 was the first high FOV headset that solved the distortion problem, so if we are lucky, the Pimax 12K QLED could become a Star VR1 with a higher resolution. The weight of the glasses is said to be similar to that of the 8KX, which weighed in at around 850 grams. Personally, that is clearly too heavy for me in 2022. Even a 12K display and a 200Hz refresh rate cannot really knock my socks off. It should be noted here that the resolution is scaled in mobile mode and is only displayed natively via the connection to the PC. However, the announcement of the trade-in program that Pimax has planned for the 12K QLED was really interesting. If you have purchased any headset from Pimax in the past, you can send it back to Pimax including your invoice and upgrade to the 12K QLED, getting the full price of your old headset deducted from the price of the new one.
Is that correct? Please confirm again.
Right. Yeah, any headset.
Nice.
Moreover, Pimax now also wants to get into the platform game by offering their own store. This store should not only provide games for the standalone mode, but also for the PC VR mode. We will have to wait and see how good the games for the headset will ultimately be, and how well Pimax's quality control will work, since quality control had been quite a weak point in the past for the company. According to Pimax, the device will be released in the fourth quarter of this year, which was confirmed in the interview with Sebastian. However, we are still skeptical if Pimax will actually be able to keep this promise. If you are interested in the full 3-hour session with Sebastian and Kevin, you can find the video linked in the info box above or in the video description below. Before we get to the next VR headset, here's a little software hint. MOS 2 was released on March 31st for the PSVR. Finally, Quill's adventures continue. Sebastian has already played it and produced a video for you. For Sebastian, MOS 2 is the best VR game of 2022 so far. You should definitely watch his video to find out why he thinks so and let his passion make you buy the game.
Pure magic in a VR game. Please quote me on this. Pure magic in a VR game. MRTV, Sebastian.
Let's stay with the PSVR for a moment. Developers have already shared their first experiences with the headset and are apparently thrilled with how the various features come together. While I would obviously still like to see a wireless version of the PSVR 2, the cable was not a problem for any of those developers. They said that people shouldn't be too upset about the cable and rather look forward to the haptic feedback. It's nice to read that the PSVR 2 is more than well received by the developers. So I can't wait to plug the headset into my PS5 and try out all the features myself. In a new YouTube video, XR leaker Brad Lynch tells us about the final technical features about Meta's new VR headset, which is known as Cambria. He refers to a source close to him, but he does not name it in detail. He only says that he trusts the source in the accent and that he thinks all of the leaks are realistic. Shout out to Brad here, we love your content at MRTV. Apparently, we shouldn't set our expectations too high for this headset. Because as it stands, we wouldn't getting a better field of view compared to the Quest 2. The audio solution should also be very similar, except for better microphones and echo cancellation. According to Lynch, the face haptics feature had to be removed shortly before the starts of mass production. Instead, we got another feature which I honestly didn't quite expect. A new feature Lynch leaked has nothing to do with the headset itself, but with the controllers. We can probably look forward to force feedback triggers, just like we already know and love them from the DualSense controller of the PS5 and the upcoming PSVR 2. Due to the high energy consumption, Meta apparently also does away with replaceable batteries. Instead, the controllers and the headset are charged by an included docking station, which was already shown in earlier leaks. Lynch speculates that the Seacliff version of the new headset could meet the same fate as the first Meta Quest, and that the first Cambria model could be replaced by a much more powerful device in a short time. In my opinion, it would be really strange if Meta would again release a new and better headset shortly after releasing a less powerful one. Even though Meta has not given us a concrete release date for the Cambria, the second quarter of this year is still in the cards and it looks like we will definitely hold Meta's new headset in our hands this year. Currently, it looks like Cambria will be a step up from the Quest 2, but the expectations for the device were actually much higher than that. After all, Meta wanted to establish a whole new VR product line in the high-end market with the Cambria. So far, there are not many images or video footage of this headset to check out. However, from the short teaser, it's clear that the design looks much sleeker and compared to the Pimax 12K QLED, and I'm personally more excited for Cambria than the Pimax 12K QLED. Only the PSVR 2 would cause more euphoria in me this year. Maybe we'll get new official information about Cambria on April 20th at the MetaQuest Gaming Showcase, when we all hope for footage and a release date of GTA San Andreas. How about you? Which headset are you looking forward to, or which headset will you buy in 2022 and why? We at MRTV are looking forward to your comments. William out.